So welcome back, everybody. So I'm pretty sure at least, all of us saw Doctor Strange. Maybe you haven't yet. Actually, one of my friends had to walk out of the theater because the 3D effects were just messing with his mind. Anyway, if you saw the movie, you know that Dormammu played a part in it. So let's talk about Dormammu. So some of you that didn't know, essentially Dormammu had a few voice actors auditioning to actually play the role. And not just voice actors, real actors were also in there. You know, people that are there in flesh and blood also auditioning, because pretty much anybody in Hollywood now, and everybody in Hollywood, wants to have a part in a comic book movie. Specifically one that guarantees you a job over the next decade, which Dormammu guaranteed will. Well, the role ended up going to Benedict Cumberbatch, because he wanted to do the role, because they figured, hey, if you know Doctor Strange the best, chances are you might be a good fit to also play the villain. But it turns out that wasn't always the case. Essentially, they started off with Benedict Cumberbatch being a placeholder, and they didn't want to originally use him. But during that time, they also had Tony Todd. Now, Tony Todd most recently played Zoom in The Flash Season 2. And of course, when you think of Tony Todd's voice, you think of the Death and Devil. Like, that's pretty much it. Like, he's iconic for that. I mean, if you guys have ever seen those ancient movies, the one with the Death, Final Destination. If you've ever seen Final Destination, he's perfect in those with his voice. Oh man, he's so good. So, like, when I think of his voice, I'm like, yeah, he plays a villain. And honestly, you know, he says he did it. He was in there, finished all the voices, and then about 2 months before the movie came out, they told him, yeah, we're not going with you. And they decided to use Benedict Cumberbatch. And a lot of people are going to wonder, well, why the hell did that happen? And I think the answer is simple. He just had a role on The Flash. And the voice would have been the same. Because when you get Todd, you don't change his voice. You get him because of his voice. And I don't think they wanted him essentially playing Zoom, this guy who's like Death and The Flash, who literally becomes Death at the end, to play, you know, Dormammu, who's from like this other dimension. It looks like hell. I just didn't think they want that, so they decided to opt out of using him. Now, that's unfortunate, but who knows? They'll probably bring him somewhere down the road. I think they just didn't want to do it so close to the Flash, because, you know, it was like right there. So yeah, makes sense. But hopefully we'll see Todd back in the Marvel fold sooner rather than later.